What up? Hey, everybody. It's your favorite candy lady, MrsiCandi, and I got Karma Fox with me right now.
Karma. You look cute. You look cute. Let me see. Yes, ma'am. You look cute. We had to give a moment for the braids. You know what I'm saying? We had to give a moment. Ow. You look cute. Like it.
Girl, I was being cute today. I went to the studio, still trying to, get the rose wall ready so we can eventually be in person together to show y'all this wonderful melanin magic we got going on right now. And burnt my hand. Child, this pain right here.
Burn it on.
Hot glue. Hot glue gun?
Yeah, them hurt.
Bad.
At the time of
girl.
It hurts bad. Yeah. You got some vitamin E?
I do.
Okay. Make sure you put that on so it won't scar up.
Okay. So I did aloe vera. I was doing everything. I was doing everything to try to make it not hurt. my friend ended up bringing me a cookie that had some special stuff in there that's gonna hopefully mellow me out. But
indeed it will.
This hurt.
You're gonna forget all about that burn.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping like next 10 minutes, y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, she relaxed.
Yeah. Relax.
We gonna see what happens. But girl, we are doing a review. Y'all know this is a review show. So everybody that's like been reaching out, we are Friday on Hot Topics. Okay. People are confused on the date. So Wednesday is our TV reviews, and it's honestly a different audience than my Facebook audience. This is like my YouTube audience. My YouTube audience is the ones that, was rocking with me back when I was doing reviews all the time. And that's where they are. A lot of people done gave up on them shows. So they like, when do y'all do the other stuff? I'm like, Fridays, especially the fellas. The guys be like, I'm not caring. Like a lot of them, no, I don't watch that.
I know. I got so much stuff that was sent. It's crazy. But Fridays, we got them. Friday.
Yeah. They want us to watch zoo shows, Karma. And I was like, I'm struggling.
Yikes.
I was like,
for real, in my real time, I don't watch a whole lot of reality TV. It's like I be stuck on certain pockets, but I really be watching like crime shows. I be thinking I'm a lawyer. I be watching documentaries. I can't see me on Zeus doing baddies. I just see the clips. So I got a gist of what's going on because of TikTok, but
yeah. I see some clips too. That's the only reason I know some of these people, because I'm sorry, y'all. I be struggling with these shows. Giving you a lot, okay? I'm giving you all I can. Okay, so look. Housewives of Atlanta. I'm good, right? I'm ready to do this. I got notes in my phone because I was like watching it and on the go. So I'm good for this. Love and Marriage Huntsville. I did watch it, right? But I don't remember a lot. So just like the last 30 minutes, I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers review it to kind of like take notes. Like, oh, I remember this part, that part. It's still a lot of stuff they was talking about. I didn't even remember because I stuck to Maurice, Kimmy, and Kiowa and Monster. Like that stuck in my head most. So we gonna work to it. But we just gonna go ahead and get into this review. Let me look at the comments first. I'm sorry, I do see some comments. My boo Marie is hey Rezzy Pooh. Hey baby. Okay. And look. Cutie Karma.
I do.
Yes. Okay, so what's up, princess? You said, what did you say? Will it draw the heat out?
No butter on and draw the heat out. Come on, that sounds southern. That sounds like some old grandma southern roots. Like when they used to they grandma told me to put a penny around their neck when they were teething and onions on their feet. See, the butter sounds southern. Yeah. I say go for it because if they say that the southern people, it be true. Yeah. It be true. And it won't hurt. Like you just don't have a buttery hand.
Yeah. I just want the pain more than anything. I know it takes a minute for it to run its course. I know it's got a blister. And if y'all are following me on any social media platform that shows stories, I actually documented this, like me and my pain, where I, grabbing something from the daggone, pharmacy store to get something, and then how fat the blister got. Yeah, so y'all can see it because it was a lot, and I'm in pain. But okay, let's get into this review. We are going to start with the Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 8. It says 7 up there, y'all, but it's 8. So I need to change that in the title when we get to it. Okay. So yeah, that's where we are. You're going to laugh at my pictures because I took pictures with my phone.
Because it ain't no graphics out. I don't know where they're getting their graphics at. There ain't no clear graphics out.
Yeah, you can't find them. Like at all. So I don't
know how they doing it.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't take very many pictures, but I took a couple. So we're going to just go with what we got. So listen, it opens up with Drew. She's talking about her music video, Karma. Her family coming, her mama coming, and her sister coming. So her sister used to manage her, right? Since she was like 8 years old. But what happened was the 2020 during COVID times, right? Her sister had a mental breakdown and she couldn't take on being Drew's manager anymore. It was too stressful for her. And then they also let us know that her sister's name is Allison. Allison and Ralph don't get along because he banned her from their house years ago. Okay. And her sister called him manipulative and controlling. So that was like been an issue with Drew. That's the background of the situation with her sister, her mama, Carmen. What do you think about before we even meet the sister? Just that little introduction of, her and Ralph don't get along. Ralph banned her and she called him controlling and manipulative. What do you think about that?
This could have been a nice scene. It could have been. I was looking for a little bit more, like the fact that I thought they were gonna sit down and like really talk about it because all Ralph kept saying was, like she said something super deep, but if it's just controlled and manipulative, then sis was right on. And what type of mental health issues? Like what's going on? Like I thought we were gonna get into it a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And we didn't. So I mean, I guess I feel like there's something there. I just wish they would be more transparent. Like, is she diagnosed with something, or is it just like a stressful moment for her? Like, why did we? I felt like Ralph was doing his gaslighting thing and kind of discrediting the sister by saying something was wrong with her, and I hate when people try to do that. Mm-hmm. And so it could have been a little bit more. I was honestly expecting to either get teary-eyed or, 4 years that she couldn't be in your house, and next thing you know, you had a roller rink.
Right?
We good? Y'all Gucci? That just sounds odd to me. Like, I don't know. As your sister, because I don't like your husband. I don't know. That just seemed like that should have been a little bit more than everybody holding hands at a roller skate rink.
All of it was, honestly, all of it, to me, all of it was a little bit weird just on the fact that, well, I think they're being private. I think they're not telling us, much.
You're on a reality show. No, you're on no, ma'am. You're on a reality show. So I feel like production should have asked for them before the sister met up. They should have said, we want to do a house scene. So you're not in public when you're talking about it. But we want to know why she wasn't at your house at 4 years, and we want to know how she feel about it, and we want to know, is she allowed back at the house, or is that why we're here at the roller rink because you can't come to the house? What's happening here?
Right. Especially give us more background. If you're gonna start telling us a little bit, you might as well tell us the full story, or give Allison her own confessional so she can tell us her side.
Because, like her side of the story. Yeah. And then the mom was there, and mom, you don't have a problem with your daughter telling the other one she can't come. Like, what did you do, or how did you feel as your daughters was having this out for 4 years? She could not come to her sister's house. Were you still going? I need more. I need more.
Okay, and I think I'm just getting old, right? Like, so my memory don't be good like that. I think it's partly having 2 kids and, just being burnt out, having to remember 30 million passwords. So my brain cells get taken up. Like, if you work out here, they make you change your password every 30 days. Like, so my brain cells, like, my memory ain't there. So when Drew first came, her first season, because I didn't watch the last season, but I watched the first season.
That was the worst season. That was the worst.
Yeah. The first season Drew came when she had the broken foot and all that stuff, right? Remember that? Mm-hmm. So wasn't her mama in her house then?
We've seen her mom a few snippets.
Okay.
Well, mom hasn't been present like Mama Joyce or nothing.
Right. Is that the same mom? Because she was all like, welcome to Atlanta. And I was like, huh? Like, I was just like really confused.
I believe her mom has popped up, but she could have just said welcome to Atlanta because Drew extra like that. Like, welcome back. I don't think her mom stays there. That might be another reason why we haven't seen her. They don't stay there. I think mom still stays in Chicago because that's where her dad was. So I think the whole welcome was more of a welcome back. But I do think we've seen mom in snippets her very first season on RHOA. Mm-hmm. But I just thought this was an interesting dynamic that we didn't dive into at all. And I was really confused. Drew could be a solid housewife if it just wasn't for this little type of shit right here. Like, you got a real story.
Do you think that Drew would actually, like, now that she's going through this divorce, right? We already know the divorce is going to get her another season, right? Because people nosy. Coming out after the season, that already let you know, oh, yeah, we want you to come back. Because why you divorce him? What happened? We want to know. So they're going to give her another season. Do you think that her getting this divorce is going to open the door for her to give us more information, to be more transparent? Do you think the acting and the fake part of Drew is not going to give us nothing anyway?
I'm hoping so. I find that women that date trash men end up being more likable once the man is gone. Mm. Like, I liked Tiny and Toya's show when T.I. wasn't really present.
Yeah.
I like Tiny more. Tiny's very funny. Like, you just see more of her personality when T.I. is not around, as opposed to the Family Hustle show.
Okay.
So I think we might see a little bit more of Drew once Ralph is gone.
Or even Tiny, didn't she have, before she had the show with, and this is off because we don't know the show, before she had the show with Toya, didn't she have the show with Shekinah?
Shekinah was on it, but I don't.
It was one where it was just them two. Like,
it was, but I don't think that was her, and I don't think that was before. I think that might have been after.
Okay.
I think we were introduced to Shekinah first, right, and then they ended up having a show. So I think Tiny and Toya was first, and then the Shekinah, her, and then the Family Hustle.
Okay, gotcha.
But I know that I have enjoyed her more on screen, even with the Escape show. I've enjoyed her more on screen when T.I.'s not around. And so certain couple dynamics, I enjoy when they're separate instead of together because their union just don't make sense to me. Right. I just rather not.
So we'll see. I mean, she did a Watch What Happens Live and was a little, so we might get a little bit. We'll see what we get with her now that she's not in that marriage anymore or leaving that marriage. We'll see what happens, basically. So what happens next? We see Sheree. She ain't made no profit yet on her business.
No.
She's gonna have baby clothes in her line because she got a grandbaby now. So, okay. She did a short photo shoot for that. She still salty about Candy's comments in interviews since the reunion show. Candy been making out little, side little marks, light, fun shade in Candy's mind. Sheree has been offended by it. Okay. And then she reaches out to Candy basically saying, I want to meet up. Then we go to the next scene. Anything in just that little tiny part.
I've never seen expansion without money. That's just odd to me. You want to do baby line and you ain't sold the first line. You haven't made a profit. I can see it. Maybe you were, I don't know. Like, it just seems like a lot of overhead costs.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that logic. Then discontinue this and start. I don't know, but that just seemed like a lot of money. I don't have, a store, but that would just seem odd to if I bought this and this didn't sell. So now I'm gonna buy something else. So what you gonna do with this product over here that's not moving? You ain't making no profit on it.
Karma. In my Sheree defense voice, right? I'm very defensive as I'm Sheree. You know mental health, you don't know fashion.
You know what? I really don't, because I work from home. So now I be in yoga pants and sweats all day.
Right.
Until it's time to really put stuff on.
Exactly.
I don't know fashion, but I do know math, and math isn't mathing. Right. It's not. I know how to budget a little bit. That's not really adding. The equation ain't balanced. Would just seem to have a whole lot of inventory.
It just didn't seem like at that point of she was shooting, like at this point right now, like today, how was that website? Do we know?
Girl, you better share your screen and go on there. Go look at it. Go share your screen and go look.
Hold on, let me see. I just want to know because
go on there and see.
Hold on, y'all. She by Sheree, right?
They better have a discount code at the top. They better have a discount code.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Let me go back. This is live researching, y'all. I don't know. Share screen. This one. All right, let's do it. Y'all looking? We are being investigators right now. We are trying to see what is going on.
Okay, she by Sheree.
Here we go.
Now she got international shipping. That starts here. Okay. Free shipping over how much? Free shipping over what's that, $150? Okay.
Oh, okay. This popped up.
Send out your next purchase. Okay, to be on the email chain. Okay.
No, I definitely don't want that. I want to see the prices. Okay, what's this just in? Shop our latest arrivals. Okay, they got the Pride line. Okay. She got the Pride line.
She got $65.
$65 for a t-shirt, $55 for a crop top. So if you cut it a little bit, take off $10.
$55 for a Pride laptop sleeve.
Yep. Bandana, $20.
She ain't letting who gonna check me, boo. That's gonna be her motherfucking tagline to the day she die. She been on that.
You know what? It was cute though. It was cute. It still works. Come on, I'm still strolling. Okay, here we go. Apparel. Joggers. See, I would get that just because it say it. Joggers.
It's not the clothes, it's the prices.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the prices. Like if we got joggers, spring sets it. Like if we got that, how much is that graphic tee?
Didn't I go? Okay. Sorry. I thought I clicked it. Okay, that was that $65 Pride shirt. Now this $82.
Okay. $82.
$82. The hats, $45. Look at these t-shirts. Okay, I can make that worthy shirt. I can make that $82. I would definitely not pay for that.
Now, this is why I say she is delusional. Beyonce sent me an email today, as she usually does, because y'all know I'm the communication department head over at the Beehive, and I work in HR as well. And she sent me an email to let me know we got some Renaissance shirts on sale. Her graphic tee is $40. How are you more than Beyonce? And they make majority of their money on merch. You are 2 times the price of Beyonce's Renaissance t-shirts. Hers are $40. Yuck. Okay, so that's why she ain't making no money.
Yes.
That's why
I was just trying to figure out the way she was, talking to her. I just want to know how the website was now. So it is up. The stuff just is costing too much. So yeah, that's it. Because I'm definitely not paying $82 for that shirt that said "worthy" with the the screen press. No.
What is Fenty? Go ahead and keep talking. I'm fit to look up Fenty. What I want to see what Robin put up.
Okay.
I don't think Robin's playing in our face like that either.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Marlo, she is on Instagram Live talking about her foster care program, Glow Up, something like that. Sonia comes over with news about her shirt brand, and it's gonna be in Belk. I didn't know Belk was still open, so congratulations. That's dope. Okay, that's great. So then they rehashed the Gucci brunch, and Marlo was saying that, Kandi said F you and your flowers and all that stuff. And
I want that on the shirt, F them flowers.
That would be a good, nice on that shirt. So yeah, so Sandy's like, are you gonna let it go? Basically, yeah, whatever. We're gonna talk about something else, whatever. So Marlo's gonna be going on a blind date soon. So yeah, that's that. I don't really care about that song. What do you think? Anything?
Breaking news. Rihanna Savage Fenty. You can go buy an oversized graphic tee for $20.99.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So Robin's not paying in our face, and Beyonce Giselle's not playing. How do I feel about that scene? I feel like there's a lot of gaslighting with that Marlo shit going on for Kandi. Yeah. Like, we all know she said "fuck you." Mm-hmm. It's nothing to do.
Did I say F your sister, F your nephew that's gone? Like,
and whatever. Let's be real. Over it. The way that she was going, somebody mad enough would have said at this point, "Fuck you, fuck your nephew, fuck." Like, we know when people get upset.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was surprised she just said "fuck them flowers," considering you have talked about this for 7 episodes now. Right. I'm surprised that's all she said was "fuck them flowers." If I'm being honest, I thought she was gonna be like fully redhead Kandi.
Even if she said F y'all, like even if she didn't say F you and she said F y'all, it's really F this whole conversation. Whatever it is that you mad about, it ain't even an intentional thing to your nephew, your family. This is to you and this topic and this conversation. Fuck this conversation. Fuck the flowers you're talking about. Fuck the conversation, the apology. Fuck the condolences. I don't want to talk about any of this. That's what she means. That's what fuck y'all, fuck them flowers mean, Marlo. It ain't got nothing to do with your family. This thing that you're holding on to, fuck this shit. I'm not talking about it. It's done. That's what Kandi meant.
Yeah, I thought it was really clear. I thought it was that's why I can't stand Marlo, because somebody needs to tell her that. To me, it was crystal clear. She said, "Fuck you, fuck everything about you, fuck your record, fuck your store, fuck your flyer." Like it's you. It's you
with nothing else. She means like from now on, you don't exist. Dust. You're gone. Don't. I don't see you. So I don't see your argument. I don't see your nephew. I don't see flowers. I don't care. It doesn't exist to me.
And this, once again, is the reason why I number 2 million. I can't be on a reality show, because I would have told her that. Marla, I think it was really clear that she said, "Fuck you."
Yeah, that's what.
And then I would have added, "Fuck you, fuck everything about you, fuck your house, fuck your That's the energy that it was giving to me.
She just was over it. It's done. She's over it. That's what it meant. So. I just wanted to be clear because I thought she was confused. So to clear that up, that's what she meant.
That's what she did.
So Sheree and Kandi get together. They meet up. They have some small talk at first. And then Sheree gets to the nitty gritty. She like, yo, I got an issue with you because you've been talking about my business in public in a negative way. You have 10 million plus followers, and it's a bad reflection on my business. If you, my friend, is out here talking about my business. Kandi was like, I mean, I really wasn't thinking it was like that. And how is it that you had a Gucci party, but you ain't even mention it? And I was like, well, she probably didn't get to mention it because once they got to the other part, nobody else could hash out any beef. It was over. But basically, Kandi didn't take it that serious, right? She was like, well, I mean, it was light shade in Candy's eyes. I think Kandi is an adult. She can acknowledge me saying like, you mean she by Shein? Like, like whatever, she could do that. That's light shade. That's not, that's in her mind, that's light shade. She was like, yeah, I was being shady, but I wasn't like trying to hurt your feelings or your business. I mean, I was just being shady. So they kind of go back and forth for a minute, and then Sheree has to tell Kandi, like, I've not supported you. And then this is when I feel like, in my opinion, Sheree wants to throw jabs at Kandi because she's doing it while filming, right? Like, to say you've been on a public platform talking bad about me and it reflects me badly, but I've never talked about you and your business is blah, 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 blah. Now you are talking about her businesses on a public platform. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like your tit for tat. You try to make it seem like you above doing that, but you're doing it. I was like, oh, okay. So she lets the world and all the fans of RHOA know that Kandi's business, you know, is a little late when they bring out food. She brought like a big group of people and they didn't get their food for 3 hours. That's some bullshit, because we know Kandi likes to eat. So Kandi, you need to fix that.
Y'all must not have watched Kandi in the Game, because us RHOA Kandi fans were not surprised, because Kandi in the Game was a hot ass mess. People were waiting. They ain't got no backup generator. Atlanta always goes out with power. They don't even have a backup generator. People wait for hours for their food. We already, like, people, that's what kills me with this whole Kandi don't show shit.
Yeah.
Oh, she showed it on Kandi in the Game.
Gotcha.
We knew they was having health inspection issues when they filmed that, because they brought somebody over from Blaze to help with Kandi in the Game. So none of this is new to us if you watch Kandi in the Game.
Okay. See, I didn't watch that. So that's why I was like,
well, that was good. This should have been a season 2. That drama over there, them employees, oh, it was some good. It reminds you back in the day when you used to work at call centers or different places that was just naturally messy.
Yeah.
That's Kandi in the Game. That's just, they are naturally messy at OLG. People sleeping with each other. Just reminds me of my earlier 20 days that you was working at call centers in different places and all this drama was going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we know that you waiting 3 hours for food. You waiting 3 hours for a seat.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Honestly, like, their lines are wrapped around the corner. When I went to Atlanta, I tried to go to a couple of places. Them lines was too long for me, and it ain't just OLG. It's a lot of restaurants in Atlanta.
I went to Atlanta, and we went to Gladys Night Chicken and Waffles, right, when it was still open.
When it was open.
Yeah, when it was open, and it was a long wait, and I was hungry.
I was and I thought I was gonna turn into a fucking plant. Waiting in the line. I mean, it's nothing the line is the line. You know, right. You gotta get there. But like, she is not the only restaurant that's like that. And some of them, this will really kill me. You can't even call certain restaurants and get like a table in advance. Like, right. You have to go and wait in that line. So, girl, bag,
you gotta be cute with heels. You think you on a date, you got heels on, like, oh, you got to go out and you gotta stand in line. So what happened at Gladys Nights was you got there, they'll tell you, they give you a ticket, but it's gonna be a 2.5 hour wait, right? So we was able to go stroll, you know, see Atlanta a little bit, then come back at our time to get in. The thing that I'm saying is, once I sit down, I'm not waiting 3 hours to eat. According to Sheree, they sat for 3 hours. That's some bullshit. If I'm outside waiting, and I understand y'all not cooking for me yet, but if I sit down and have a seat and then I gotta wait 3 hours, yeah, I'm not gonna be okay with that.
I went to a couple of spots in Atlanta and waited a good hour and a half for food. Was it 3? I know, but Sheree might be
exaggerating.
But it was a party at 12 as well. So no, 3 hours is ridiculous, but you were a big party. I know when I went to Atlanta, which I feel like is highly overrated and overcrowded, it was like an hour and a half wait. But like I said, it's so many people. I feel like when you're going to these celebrities or bigger restaurants where it's like the thing to go to when you're visiting Atlanta, you should just expect a wait, in my opinion. The traffic is horrible. It takes you
it is. It's bad.
4 hours to get from Midtown to somewhere. Like, I don't even know what Sheree is talking about. She act like she ain't even from Atlanta. She can go to hell. Like, your whole city trash with this traffic, with this waiting period. I go to Chicago, I'm in and the fuck out.
You gotta ask my boy Vernell, because Vernell, you know, is in Atlanta. So we're gonna have to ask him, where do you eat? Where do you go? What do you do? Because I
don't even stay in Atlanta. I stay on the outskirts of Atlanta. When I go, it is so overcrowded and I cannot go anywhere. Like, for me to visit Atlanta, it cannot be a weekend for me. Now, I will say the last weekend we had went, it was an Erykah Badu, the World Series, and Halloween. So it was a lot of stuff going on. But Atlanta is just naturally overcrowded. Yeah. And I feel like I needed a good 4 to 5 days if I really wanted to canvas Atlanta, because we were in traffic traffic to get everywhere. It's over.
We were at a hotel the last time that I went, and we actually was like trying to do stuff like we was tourists. We was in the hotel. The hotel was 15 minutes from the mall. It took us like 2 hours to get to the mall. 15 minutes.
I never made it to the mall because I had to go get my makeup done, and that was at Midtown. I couldn't get to where I needed. I couldn't go nowhere because it was so. And then people can't drive in Atlanta, like ridiculously cannot drive in Atlanta. I didn't know what was going on. So Sheree, I rolled my eyes with that because she act like she ain't from Atlanta.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't do that. People be wanting to move so fast. Girl. I can't do that. Get somebody else to do it.
You gotta get somebody else.
Okay. She also throws shade at Candy's clothes because you know she got tagged. So she was like, "Yeah, I didn't order stuff from your clothes. I mean, it was cheaply made." Like, so
my favorite line with that was, I mean, you can wash it once.
So
and get them.
Right. So they go back and forth, right? They go back and forth. Candy is defending it like, "Them ain't even my brand. I don't have a brand. It's just," you know, they go back and forth, of course. But I only wanted to point those particular things out was because she was like, "You put it out there on this platform and it makes me look bad. So then you do it to her." It reminds me of what Martell's therapist says in this episode, how someone does it to you, so you got to do it back. You need to look on some healing.
With Candy Yams. Candy Yams, one, also always tells you to go support somebody. She puts it in her description box and she tags them. One thing I can say that's unbiased is Candy will tell you to go buy people's shit.
Yes, she does.
But the misconception is Candy influence don't make us go buy shit because we didn't go stream Latasha's album. We didn't buy She by Sheree. So yes, she's got a big platform and she can advertise for you, but a lot of her fan base, if you said something crazy about her, they're not going to support it anyway. And if it's just not of quality, people don't want it anyway. I mean, Candy's, I guess what I'm saying is Candy's stamp, they give her too much credit in some areas. Candy's stamp was not going to move She by Sheree.
And listen, the thing is too, I like Candy. I like Nene. Like I like Portia. I like the girl. So if the girl's got something that I feel like is a tagline, like I would have bought a "Who Gon' Check Me Boo" t-shirt because I like that phrase. I like that saying. When it first came out, when she first did it, it was classic. "Who gon' check me, boo?" I will still say that. So I like it. I would buy that shirt, but I'm not paying $85 for that shirt. Like I'm not doing it. So it's more than just that, Sheree. You need to look at that as well. Your price points ain't your fan base. That ain't even
people want to see She by Sheree because we've talked about it. RHOA fans have talked about this damn non-existent line for 14, 15 seasons. We wanted to buy that, and instead you went ahead and you went to Alibaba, and then you're gonna mark it up, 2-3 times worth of the price. And that's where you lost people. It had nothing to do with Candy. Candy really did not influence people not buying it or buying it.
Right.
If you're a fan of RHOA, you are going to buy it.
Right. So Candy's an adult. She says, "You know what, I can hold myself accountable for stuff like saying She by Sheree, She by Shein type of stuff. And I can actually apologize for doing that on a public platform. I didn't mean to hurt your business. I'm sorry."
Bitch, I just said fuck your business. I'd have kept it going. And fuck this conversation too. However, what I do like is it does bring me back to old RHOAs, because that's how it was, like shade back and forth, and then it was kind of like resolved, and we kept it moving. Yes. And we let it go. Like they were walking up the steps and we were fine. That is old RHOA.
Wait, so before I go to the next one, because I did just prematurely stop looking on She by Sheree's website. And I don't want to do that. I want to show you guys one more thing. I just was over it, so I'm sorry. But I do want to show y'all, because all I showed y'all was t-shirts. This is how much her joggers cost, y'all. Her joggers, $162 for these, the dude on them. The one that she got on, and this one is $182, $142. So this is how much her sets are, and this is where we are. Yoga mat is $130 over here.
Use a liar, because Amazon got one for $20.
So yeah, I just wanted y'all to see the rest of it. I ain't want to just stop because I did just kind of was like, I ain't buying it. T-shirts cost too much. You lost me. Like I was over it, but just in case y'all do want to support, I ain't no hater.
Who is her target audience? Maybe that's what we're confused about. Who is your target audience? Is it the everyday person? And no, I'm not saying the everyday person wants to be in 182, but what they also are going to do is find. If you would have put the clothes that were on the runway that were uniquely designed, you could not get it anywhere, then people probably would have paid 182. The fact that we are comparing it and the producers to Shein, and it's the same thing with your logo on it, which is what Candy and them already had suggested to you, was you just already go buy some clothes and put your logo on it. This price range is out fucking rageous.
I don't think she realizes who her fan base is. I think that's the problem. Because when she was a housewife and she was married, you know, to Bob and all that kind of stuff, she's thinking the circle that she had. You know what I'm saying? It's her fan base. But honestly, those type of women that are of that caliber ain't watching this damn show.
I really don't. Honestly, because people go buy Yeezys, they go buy $200 Jordans. It's more than just the name of it. They also are looking for something unique.
Right.
Like the Yeezys is not something you see as well as just like a Shaq shoe. It's a different, unique type of thing. You don't have a unique design and you're charging that. It's bullshit, Sheree. It's bullshit. Bring it down to about $50 to $60. I even give you 70 for a set. Bring them t-shirts down between $25 and $45, and your products will move. And it's not moving, and she still hasn't understand it's your price point.
Yeah, it is totally the price point. Because I clicked off. I was like, oh, that's it. if I'm not going to spend enough for a t-shirt, I know the rest of it I'm not paying. I already know, because I know that a jogger is worth more than a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, I'm not gonna pay $85 for your joggers. So if it's the t-shirts, yeah, I would pay like $70.
And then we saw that you giving out wrinkle hoodies.
Yeah,
a couple episodes ago, and you charging people $80 and $90 for these hoodies. Girl, go to hell with this.
And again, what's the material too? Because if you are getting it from this Alibaba stuff, washing and all that kind of stuff, not gonna last that long. Talking about Candy stuff, I'm not about to pay $180 for something that I can't wash as much as I want to.
Because listen, if it's Shein, baby, Shein, you could find something for $10 and 20% off. So if your clothes are of the same quality, not to say you can't wear Shein a couple of times because you can. However, if it's the same quality, they're not even charging that.
Right.
She has lost her mind. And now Shein, I remember when it first came out, it took you like 2 weeks to get a shipment. Now they on their Fashion Nova shit because they're moving, they're making profits and they're moving things. Sheree doesn't have a business acumen, and it shows every time. It's just she needs, but she don't like to allegedly pay people. You need a business program manager, overseer of operations of your business, because you need some guidance, some assistance.
She does. But again, Sheree, we've known from season 1 how she is with businesses and business partners and advisors and stuff like that. She burns bridges and then she's on her own. So that's just kind of
pay people.
Yeah, where she at?
That's why allegedly that's why we ain't got the shit from the runway. You ain't pay that man. You don't pay people.
So okay, we get to Kenya. She's making cookies with Brooklyn. Brooklyn is just so cute. I just wanted to say it because she's just a cutie pie. She's just so cute. She was over there eating the little unbaked cookies, and Kenya's like, "Wait, let me see what the directions say." Girl, your directions don't say eat that. They got edible like cookie dough. It say it like you could, Kenya girl. But she'd be all right because I used to eat cookie dough. I was like,
I listen. I never knew you couldn't eat cookie dough. That's like the best part. Like I've always ate cookie dough. Girl, she can eat it. You could bake it, then you could. Girl, she can eat that damn cookie dough. She can eat that.
Right.
That's how you do when you got one kid, though. You be like, oh,
you do.
When she get a couple under her belt, she gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. They can eat that off.
That's the truth. Oh my gosh, with my daughter, I was so much like with my son. I think initially I was trying to be, but when I realized he was a boys and boys is just extra too, I'm like, yeah, nah, he got
You
it.
won't catch me in this house stopping somebody from eating a French fry off the floor. Absolutely not. The
Oh,
first
yeah.
one, yes. I'm on baby number 4. Have at it. Have at it.
I know that's right.
Have at it.
Okay, so Sonya is in town with Ross. We get to see her husband, and he wants to put a baby in it. Candy and Todd are discussing their movie. They want Drew to be the lead, and they want Drew to be. They was thinking about having Candy be the opposing, like the one, but she don't want to do that because it'll kind of have an uncomfortable scene with her and Drew. She already had a moment with Portia, and then also Candy don't want to be typecasted as the girl that turned other girls out because she's already had that role, so she don't want to be typecasted. And Todd said something like art imitates reality or something, and it just made me laugh because I sent Karma a video earlier too that is imitating some stuff. So
because it's manifesting.
Stuff's happening. I'm watching it happen.
First, I wouldn't want to see it. I don't want them in the same thing anyway because it would give like a RHOA movie vibe.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're gonna cast Drew, then go get the cast that y'all getting on these plays.
Yeah.
Y'all always like they gave Portia a shot in the play, which is great. I love that they always give their code, like their castmates, a shot. Like Nene opened them up for Escape when she had her comedy run. Yep. They always give a shot. So I just Drew, and then go find the rest and be like, y'all done casted Samuel Jackson and other people in your plays. I want to see some other actors and actresses.
I think Candy like that one play that she had that didn't get to go on tour like she wanted it to. You know what I mean? Like you have some people in that, and why couldn't they turn that into a movie? Like it's a lot that could happen with them where they can cast people and give other people chances. But it's okay because my girl Carmen about to get in the family and she'll throw them ideas.
I'm gonna throw some things out there.
Yeah,
y'all.
so it's gonna be nice.
God is working.
Okay. We just gonna put this out there. It's gonna happen. All right, so Drew and her family get together. She got a chef. Her mama's there. She got a chef for her sister. Her sister a vegan. She got some oils for her sister that she asked for. I was like, dang. She said, when I get there, you need to have a certain amount of oils for me. I said, damn, girl, what? You ain't bringing your own oils. If this is something that you need, don't you have it with you? Put it in your travel bag and bring your own damn oils. I was confused about that. But okay, I'm gonna be all right though, because we are healing sisterhood, mending broken relationships. So Drew is going the extra mile. So I'm just gonna let her have it. I thought that's what she was trying to show us by saying I got these oils for her. I got a chef for her. She was trying to show us her effort. I'm not gonna say I agree with it or whatever, but that was her showing us her part.
Okay.
Tell me you need oils. I'd have told my sister, like, you ain't gonna bring your own oil. What you mean you need? I would have been confused and said something. But anyway, her sister come after midnight. The crew done wrapped up, but they left cameras on a tripod so it could actually film the scene. So her sister gets there. Ralph went to bed because I don't think he felt like having a moment. You could tell he don't like the sister. So Drew, next day is her video shoot. Do you have anything to say about, we talked about the candy stuff, about the sister coming and the oils and all that stuff before we go to the actual video shoot?
Nope, it was boring.
Okay. So we get to the video shoot. Drew looks cute. They got a roller skating ring. It looked like it's gonna be a cute little video shoot. But the thing that I noticed was Drew was like so distracted and ditzy, like she ain't understand this is business. You know what I'm saying? Like her director kept saying, like, "Hey, we gotta go. And she's like, okay. When it comes to shooting videos, you have like certain time frames. Like if you're trying to get certain shoots, if you're trying to get certain lighting, you got the venue for a certain amount of time.
She's not dumb. She's done this with movies. If you have a scene and you need the lighting for that particular scene or your permit and you need to stay on schedule, she's not dumb.
She made me mad, girl. I was sitting there getting so frustrated because like she invited the girls, the Atlanta friends, and they came to do the shoot. So when they get there, she got to have her, hey girl, moment. And I was just irritated, like, hey, you already late, shoot. I felt like I was on set, y'all, and I was a director. Y'all know I went to school for that. So I felt like I was a director on set getting mad. Like, Drew, we ain't got time if you talking to your little friends. I already told you 20 minutes ago, we needed to go now. Like, what's up? So I was irritated. I was watching it getting so mad. Like, as a creative, a behind the scene director, I was pissed. But I was pissed because
So you want to do a roller rink skating thing, but even in the, because I ended up watching the music video or whatever, and the white guy that was there, her little roller skate instructor, was also like in certain scenes. And I don't know, from a creative perspective, I would have thought that maybe she would have took a couple of roller skating classes prior, maybe had done some choreography on the roller skate just a little bit. Like I don't know, it just felt like we was just rolling around in a circle. I don't even know if you needed him to do that per se. Right. She did go backwards a little bit, but I don't know. I just thought it would be a little bit more creatively, because like Kenya did say, we did see this on Beyonce's Blow. We've seen roller skating type of thing. So from a creative perspective, I just thought we were going to get something a little bit different if we were going to do a roller rink scene.
And you know what? I didn't even watch the video.
I did. I watched it.
I should have watched it, but
I watched it. It was okay. It wasn't a bad video. But we're from the era of like Melissa, Missy Elliott.
Yes.
And we're from like music video era. Mm-hmm. And so when we were watching music videos and this top 10 countdowns, like the music video and the song was popping. And some of these music videos, sometimes
some of music videos aren't like they used to
lackluster.
Be. Yeah. So
all of the things
we don't even have shows that showcases them and countdown and who got the best.
We don't need it because honestly, Gen Zers aren't really. I mean, they're not really doing visuals like that. So we really don't. I think that time is past. We get music videos, but it's not, their songs ain't even a length. They're not really giving visuals like that. Yeah. And it's unfortunate because it's 2023, so they have a whole lot more tools, but it's only a few Gen Zers that I'd be like, this was a good music video. One is Lil Nas X. He always does something very different in his videos, and I really enjoy his videos, but for the most part, it's a snooze fest.
Okay. All right. So one thing we do notice is while Drew was actually shooting the video is that Ralph is like had avoided her sister at first. Like he talked to her mom, but kind of didn't talk to her sister. But her sister didn't talk to him either. So then after they're shooting and they're like kind of like wrapping up a scene, I guess maybe with the girls, with the housewife ladies. Ralph asks her. He walks up to her sister and he says, "So what you think?" And she kind of has like emotional moments saying that this was a vision that she had for her when she first mentioned it, all that kind of stuff. And he hugs her. And I was like, oh, Olive Branch, okay, they're gonna work out. So he's
after 4 years, we ain't got no conversation. I don't understand it. If I am banned for 4 years, we're not just gonna Olive Branch this up in that particular. There has to be some conversation. If it hurt your feelings that bad, you don't want to. It's just that was just a weird.
Yeah.
It felt inauthentic for Ralph. I don't
think he was over it. I feel like
no.
To me, it was like in his mind, it might have been like a first step, like because he did say something. He was like, "Yo, Lisa, what you think of it?" And she was like, "It was what I wanted. It was really good." And then he go over there and he do hug her.
Saw you when Drew said in the kitchen to you, your sister was coming. You have this kind of thing. There's something there. So like this didn't seem authentic to me. And a lot of families do that. I mean, they be fake, and this is what it was given. It was given fake. Like I just, girl, I guess
it was definitely given fake for sure. But they hug it out, so whatever. Then we get to Marlo. She's getting ready for her date. Why this girl getting ready for her date like she about to go to homecoming or prom? I was just so confused. How old is Marlo?
I think she's like 48.
Like she ain't never been on a date before. I was like, when you get, I guess it was meant to be cute.
47. She was born in 76.
I guess it was meant to be cute. She was going on a date and she was getting ready. She had her family there, like, they want to take pictures and stuff. So then she get in the car. She talks to Sanya lets her know about Drew's shoot. So Marlo said, I'm about to call her. What was funny to me was Marlo was like, I'm about to call her. I know she's going to be fake with her fake self. I know it's going to be something else. Why don't we call her? Hey, girl, what's your beautiful self? How you doing? I said, girl, you remind me of Craig's mama. Ooh, look at her. What she got on out here? Hey, girl. Like, you gonna call somebody fake and then you be fake. Like, girl, bye. It was giving Craig's mama on Friday. But,
I keep saying Marlo is low-key mentally unstable. I keep pointing this out every single episode, and she keeps showing me every single time. And then when Drew tries to address it, like, no, bitch, you're not fit to just call me and say, hey, you still ain't we still have not had a conversation with you yelling in my face. The call drops, and now you talking about how she built and she needed work. Marlo.
Now that call ain't dropped. She hung up on her.
She hung up, and then you talking about her man, and she need to watch her man because
and all this, her hips, her body, he like
all of this different thing. Like, girl,
hating straight, But that's just because she ain't like Marlo. Like, Marlo's one of those people, in my opinion, right, that will get into it with you, say some stuff about you, hurt you, do you dirty or whatever, and then the next day be like, okay, that was in the past, so let's get over it. And I don't work like that. Like, I'm not, and this is something that I'm not saying is a good thing, but I hold grudges. I do. If you do me dirty, I don't rock with you. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to be like, you don't get to do it again. So if you're trying to get back in a situation where we're going to be okay and we're communicating and we're friends and we're talking and we're hanging out, we're going to address that problem. It don't get like brushed under the rug because some time has passed. No, that ain't what happens with me. So I'll be like, F you and them flowers until we had this conversation and you apologize. Otherwise, F you and them flowers. That's just
we should have said F you in that date. They should keep it going. Every time Marlo pisses them off, they should add F them flowers and now F your date.
Right.
And when she puts Kenya off, Kenya should say F your flowers, F your date, and then F whatever else was happening. They should just keep this thing going.
Just keep it going.
Just keep it going.
So after that little conversation on the phone, she go meet up with her date. His name is Scott Lee. He has a Jamaican accent. I instantly said, oh, he sounds like Safari. That's what I said as soon as I heard him talking. So Scott Lee is a nice looking gentleman, y'all. The man looks nice. I am not a hater. Let's see. Do I have a picture of him? I took it on see, there he is. Yeah. Took a picture on the TV on the phone. He looked good.
I love a regular attractive.
Yes.
Like, Denzel and them, that's out of this world. Michael Ealy, like, we don't be seeing them at Kroger. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He looked like you could see him
down the street, walking down
at Popeyes. And he did. I love a regular, real attractive.
Yeah. He was nice looking. He was very nice looking. Had a little accent going. So at first, Marlo was shading that they was meeting at a strip mall, right? But it was at a restaurant, and it was his restaurant, right? So after this moment, I found out that this is this man's restaurant, and he got all these beautiful flowers to present her with. I am in love with the location more than anything else. The whole time that the rest of this scene is going on, I'm watching like, oh, that's cute, that's cute, that's cute. Where is that? Oh, that look good. I want to try that. Where is this in Atlanta? What is the name of this restaurant? Like, this is all I kept doing because I wanted to go. I wanted the whole experience. Drinks.
Did we get the name? Did we get the name of it?
I didn't. I was trying to get the name, but I'm sure somebody got it in some blog because I'm going to Google it to figure out where it's at because hopefully, sir, your wait ain't 3 hours.
They said he was on Hell's Kitchen.
Ooh.
As well.
Okay.
So they said he was on Hell's Kitchen, according to Black Twitter, and now he got his own little restaurant. So they said this nigga can throw down.
Okay,
it looked good. I was more interested in the. Let me tell you. See, Sheree can take a page out of his book. The fact that he was a guest on RHOA, you just the dates and the product placement that got us wondering. Where is this at in Atlanta?
Yes.
Chef's Kiss.
Yes.
Chef's Kiss.
Because I want to go.
I like him already because he knows how to capitalize without looking thirsty.
He looked very confident. He was very masculine. He was very man. He had his little accent. He was smooth. He was flirting with her. It was a cute little moment for him. I was like, okay. This was a nice introduction. I don't really see him and Marlo doing nothing. We do find out that the brother has been to jail a couple times. He's 39. He has 3 kids. Now this part right here was like, oh shit. He has a 15-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
That 2 and that 1 was like,
right. That was
You
it.
ain't asking enough questions for me with that 2 and that 1.
Same mom, different moms. Where they at?
Where they at? How long was that relationship?
Right.
I'm not saying you can't date, like you gotta wait till you kid like 5 or 6, but I do think there was an opportunity for some questions there. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Marlo is just fascinated by material things. She doesn't seem to date for substance, because even the time where they was like, what are you looking for? I want to make sure he's got money. Like, it's always a money, monetary, materialistic thing for her. Mm-hmm. It's like she doesn't date for substance, because now he look good and he got a restaurant, but you said you don't like dating people with small kids, but you fit to make an exception. Mm-hmm. Based off of what?
Without knowing information too.
Right, like based off of what? What about him will make you make an exception in your standards? That's right. I'll be like, girl.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that. Again, I want to go to his restaurant. So
listen, I've been trying to fan the girl. I want to know what.
I was like, ooh. I text Carmen like, yo, I just watched it and that date was nice. And she laughing because she think I'm talking about the date. Now, he was cute, but I was wanting to go to the location. I want to go where that was. That was what looked nice, okay?
Like, we didn't even get to see, come on, Lipstick Alley. Because we didn't even get to see the outside of the restaurant. Right. Like, what is happening? Yeah, somebody tell us what restaurant this is. I'm more interested in Scott than Marlo.
Yes. He did it. Okay, so we know she had some type of shrimp. He was like, we got it with the head on. You can take the head off. She got the head off, ate the shrimp. She said, how do y'all eat it? Y'all eat with the head off? He said, they sucked the head off. And he told her, you can suck something. I said, okay, this is cute. Listen, I love a good flirt. Okay, I do. So I was feeling Scotty. Now I was like, I like him.
I do too. He is, so I got a last name. He's Chef Scott Lee Innings, 39.
Okay.
Was on Hell's Kitchen, appeared in season 18 on 2018. He was considered a rookie. He got eliminated off the show at the time. Mm-hmm. He has an Insta. He has an Instagram. We finna get y'all, because y'all don't give a fuck about Marlo neither. Let's hurry down for a second. I'm finna find Chef Scotty Innings on Insta, and he is the owner of Continent Restaurant, Afro-Caribbean Asian Fusion. Yes, we found it, y'all. I'm gonna put it in the chat. So if you're in Atlanta, I even have the address, 4300 Buford Highway, Suite 201 in Atlanta, Georgia. I think we should eat there. And I want Scott to bring it out.
Yes.
Yes,
I like it. Yes,
I like Scott. God bless him on his
the ambiance of that place that I was seeing, the drinks look so good. I might long wait if I'm getting drinks and I'm, if he come out and say, hey, how y'all doing? I might be all right. So we'll see.
Y'all want somebody, if we get somebody in Atlanta, can y'all vouch if this is as good as it looked on the show?
Yeah. Please let us know, so we don't even waste our time. These 3-hour waits, okay? Because
I'm not waiting for no bullshit. I don't mind waiting. I eat a little snack, pack me a little something if it's gonna be worth the wait.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But
that ain't it. All right, y'all. Next show, Love and Marriage Huntsville. We are at, I don't even know, season 7, episode 12. So starts with Stormy and her family drama. It continues. We just see more of Miss Betty being mean. Miss Lisa ain't on it, and Stormy feel like she caught in the middle. I think what I saw last week was fine. I didn't need the continuance of it. But anything you want to add to Stormy? Because this is the end of the mamas and all that.
Nope.
Okay. So then we see Martell's in therapy. Martell was upset that his mom and babysitter had fell through, and he was like, complaining about that situation. He gets mad. He acts out when people don't do what they say they're going to do, which was interesting because you said you was going to do certain stuff in your marriage and you didn't. And, so the fact that you want to hold people to a certain standard that you won't live up to your own self-serve is interesting to me. But then we have you talked to your dad? not really. You know, his dad wasn't really there for him. He was incarcerated. He just recently got out. They talked a little bit, but they ain't really been talking like that. He also got a little brother that he, you know, need to talk to. Anything about Martell's therapy you want to go in on?
What therapy? You got me fucked up. I don't know if that was for a camera moment. There is no way in hell as a therapist you should have been in his ass. You should have been asking him some deeper questions. You got me. That wasn't no damn therapy session, because there needs to be questions about his obsession with the idea of marriage, but why he can't seem to be in a committed relationship. And there need to be questions of what do you feel was your accountability in the demise of your relationships. There needed to be way more introspective questions. I don't know what the hell that little 2-minute scene was, but that can go to hell. There was no therapy. That was for the camera, if you ask me.
I didn't even talk about nothing but why he was mad when he got there. So it wasn't like,
well, you know, your therapy session is usually billable for an hour, you know, so obviously you can't show us the whole thing. So you only gonna be able to show us maybe 7-10 minutes of it. So I don't know why y'all picked them 7 to 10 minutes.
I feel like that part they picked,
that part could have just went, unless that was the best part of the session, and that's what y'all took from that.
And then this again is showing us that Martell does not have a storyline without harassing Mel, get in some type of situation with that, because the fact that you can't even talk about your own mental health and you healing and what you're going through and give us some real content out of it shows that you're boring and you can leave the show. We can do without you. I can do without that whole thing. I could have did without the whole thing. And then let's just wrap Martell up real quick. He met with his brother, who, you know, he talked about in therapy, and his brother just got out of jail not so long ago when he's recently married, and he's, you know, telling Martell, like, asking for advice, I guess, on how he can get his life together. Martell says something about, you know, he got a wife and a good woman could help you. What else did you get?
I felt so bad that the little brother only has Martell to look up to. That's what I got from that scene. I was disappointed that he seems like he is looking for guidance, and unfortunately that is not the person to look to.
Right.
And then also your father is absent as well. So I was just sad for the little brother. I don't know anything about him to hate him or dislike him, or I'm just very indifferent, but it pained me to see that Martell is the figure for you to get that advice from, because you can't even see yourself that he's not the person to give you that type of advice.
And we also found out from his brother, because we kind of knew this, but then they tried to play it off because Martell needed someone to vouch for him and say he was good. We kind of found out that Miss Marlene really wasn't there for them, according to the brother, and the way he let us, you know about his mom and his father not really being there for them. And Martell kind of let us know that initially, but then once him and Mel kind of parted, and he needed to bring his mom in, like she was somebody that can vouch for him and say he was good. Oh yeah, mama was there for me. My mama, my mom, she know I'm a good person. Mama talk to me, like, you know what I mean. He had to use her then, but for real, mama wasn't supposed to.
No, I think he told us that he grew up with his grandma. I knew Marlene was not the best mother to them. But I all of these seasons, I don't think that's ever been a conversation between them two.
Well, no, it was like, again, he named the wine after Inez, his grandma. And in the first season, we found out that he was kind of raised by his grandmother.
Correct. But I don't think we ever seen
we didn't, because it was a whole bunch of issues with Mel and Martell, right? It was all of that. So then once Mel was gone, Martell didn't have anyone. He had his mother. And his mother, because it was like a thing where Mel was like, yeah, because you know how, your mom really wasn't there for you, right? When she was asking him that, and he kind of wasn't answering it. And then Marlene was in the scene, because I remember this, because I was like, she heard, because she was in the scene like, yeah, because I was there for y'all when y'all was growing up. No, ma'am, you weren't. Now, we already heard that you weren't. So why y'all switching it? And Martell kind of just sat there and didn't say nothing. Because again, he needs somebody to vouch for him to be a good person.
Yep.
And the only person that's doing that is Marlene. So you can't say Marlene wasn't there. You can't say she ain't do this, because then she ain't gonna be there to give you what you need. So that's why we ain't.
And that's the crazy part is like the show could work if people were fucking for real. If you would just be fucking for real. Y'all are so. I really feel like Mel and Kimmy are the reasons why I'm watching this show. Now, Mel's kind of phasing herself out. I think she's going to end up being like a Mariah on Married to Medicine, where she's going to get a producer credit but leave the show. I'm really feeling that vibe going on. But Martell, you have story. You refuse to talk about it. We see one story on social media, like you doing, you sending porn, threatening to send stuff and all these different things, and it's not on the show. You and your mama is not as cool as you trying to make it seem like, and we're not talking about it. You filed bankruptcy, we're not talking about it. Like, you have your own ish that you're not talking about. You could have been, even if Arian didn't come on the show, you could still be talking about how it is with balancing that baby mama versus male. There is story here, but you're not doing it.
As trifling as it is, right? Because the situation is trifling, Martell. You messed up your family. You really did. You ain't the first man to do it, and you're not going to be the last man to do it, okay? So what you can do is be authentic and give us the aftermath of what it is. Be a mentor to some other men so they don't F it up. Like, look, dude, this is the shit I got to deal with now. Now this is the aftermath. I have two mothers of my children. And I have to figure out how to see this kid and get these kids. And I got to get these kids together to meet this kid. You know, it's a lot that you can show us with that. Without,
even if you're not a changed person, like, we could be rooting for you to get your ish together, but if you never get your ish together, be fucking for real on this show. Right. Like, at least show us you ain't shit. Quit trying. That's why, like, his narcissist traits is so, we're not getting any story because he's worried about how he's being presented on the screen, and we're not getting a real show. It doesn't
help him, though. The thing is, what he's doing is not helping him. Like, you so busy mad at Mel because she left you. Like, you still stuck on that you can't even get redemption from us. You can't get us we just watching you spiral, being mad that Mel left you, right? And
we're watching it on social media. We're not really being able to see it on screen. You crying because you can't go to your kid's birthday party, but we not talking about how you took her to court for custody and all these other ins and outs of your request. If you're gonna be a villain, then own it.
Be a hoe.
That's my issue with him. Yeah. If you want to be an asshole, then own it and show us everything. One thing I will say with Marceau is that at least he Marceau.
Yeah, he is. He don't hide it.
No, he's very brash.
He
is who he is.
He give it to us. You're right.
It's very clear. Either you wanted to like, Tisha can't sit here and say she had no idea. It is quite clear,
right,
who he is, and that is one thing I can give Marceau.
Right. Okay, so moving on to the Scott family, they get together, the brothers and their wives, and they just talk about their issues. How Maurice think cooking and cleaning is basically Kimmy's job, and Kimmy thinks Maurice should lead by example when it comes to Monster. If he sees you doing some stuff, then maybe he will chip in and do his chores and stuff like that. But you don't do chores your daggone self, and he don't do them because he don't feel like he should have to. He feel like that's your job. That's what it is. So I was watching a couple of YouTube conversations about this situation with Marceau and some TikTok stuff. People just saying certain stuff. What do you think about Maurice kind of having traditional family values? Like, he wants a traditional type of family thing as far as the woman, you know, because he wanted Kimmy to quit her job as a nurse. Remember, want a woman to like quit their job and either work for them to help put money in, you know, work for the business to help grow something that he's a part of, and then cook and clean and get him sex whenever he feel like it, even give sex when they having cancer treatment and not having a desire and all other kind of stuff. What do you think about that whole concept? Are you a traditional woman or are you a modern type of woman?
Now, y'all know ain't damn near nothing traditional about me. There's nothing traditional about me. So here's the thing. Whatever works for people works for people. I'm naturally not poly neither, right? But I'm not judging those who are. So if you want a traditionalist marriage and that's the misogynistic viewpoint you want to have, oh, that sounds judgmental. Okay, so let me take that word out. If that is what you want, then you need to be with someone that already has that view. What pisses me off with Maurice, with the Scott brothers in general, is especially because Kimmy is a very highly intelligent woman. I get from Maurice that some of these things might have been manipulated in a way that he didn't sound as traditionalist. Because I really don't think that Kimmy, but I could be wrong, but I don't know if Kimmy would have signed on completely if she would have known some of his viewpoints. Now, I don't know how she missed them because we can clearly see it on the TV screen.
Right.
But I do know when you in love and you in that honeymoon phase, you kind of overlook some things.
You do.
But I don't think that Kimmy might have fully understood his traditionalist viewpoints and what that actually meant, because if she did, I don't know how she got here.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to raise his son. You told us that season 1.
Right.
Here you are
raising his son.
So I don't understand, because Kimmy, it doesn't sound like that's the type of person that you are. Like, you like to work. So how did we get here? So either he kind of misrepresented the way that this union would work, or you intentionally ignored the flags and decided to hop into it. And now we're all confused. Same thing with Tisha. We're confused because now you got your little real estate license, and we offended for you because he said he thought you was playing. But that's because Marcel said you supposed to be in the house, and he said that's the agreement y'all had. So explain to us that, that's what we need to do. We need a confessional with the women individually, and I need them to explain to us the conflict that you're having in your marriage right now. Why is it a conflict now when it sounds as if that is the way that it was presented to you in the beginning?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Kimmy, you already said you ain't want to raise him, right? And so even in the first season when y'all were talking about it or whatever the case may be, or there seemed like there was some conversation about when Monster would transition to Huntsville at a certain age, right? You already seen how he was in the summers when he had him. How did we get here?
Right.
So at this point, I ain't even mad at the Scott brothers per se. I'm disgusted by their actions and their viewpoints, that that's how they feel. I want Kimmy and Letitia to explain to the class
how you got in this position.
How did you get in this position? What was going on? Who were you back then that made this decision that you're in now?
To me, it's easier for me to believe that Letitia, who came from across the tracks, the way they put it out there, signed up for this, right? But at this point in her life, she decided she wanted something different. She changed her mind. She's evolved. She wants to work. She wants, like to show her daughter something different. And she wants, a partner that's going to work with her and build with her and not just put all on her to just do the traditional stuff. I feel like Letitia might have switched it and might have changed her mind. I feel like Kimmy was hoodwinked and bamboozled, because Maurice actually presented himself a little bit differently a couple of like when he first came on the show, because we were like, oh, he the good brother and this fool, you know what I mean? But he would slip a couple of times and show us little tiny stuff where we could be like, oh, really? But we kind of brushed it off because Martell was such a narcissist and because Maurice was such a misogynistic, and they were like out there with it, that Maurice was able to just slide for a second because the other two were so extreme. But yeah.
What's funny is that even though Maurice was like a quiet fuckboy, I had never necessarily thought that he wasn't a fuckboy, simply because who you choose to share your energy and space with, such as your friends, tells me a lot.
Yeah.
So the fact that your brothers, both of them, are crazy in a way that how they treat or view women in relationships, and we see Martell, no one could convince me Maurice was the good guy.
Right.
I honestly was just waiting. I wasn't convinced because when you're growing, you just don't even have the capacity to be in that type of vibrational group. You feel me?
You can outgrow people. You outgrow environments. You outgrow people. You do. Like, once you actually truly accept that you're growing and you want to continue to grow, you realize you got to let certain things go. And sometimes
it would irritate you. You wouldn't even want that shit with and I think we all have been through that. You might have been in your 20s and you wanted to go to clubs and drink all the time. The moment you were tired of it, and those people that still wanted to do it, you slowly started to be like, I'm good, because I don't even want to be here at this club. I'm here for y'all. I'm tired. I'm ready to go. We already been here. So to me, I knew, because it's like, you should have been tired of this environment at some point. They should have pissed you off, irritated you. But especially when that Atlanta picture came out, you are one of them. You just move in a different way.
Yeah.
You're just not as loud, vocal, brash, messy about it.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Because why did him and Kyle would get a divorce?
Right. Well, supposedly, the way they were trying to portray a lot of it now, I'm just like, they was just gaslighting us on everything. But I think they were trying to make it seem like Kyle was cheated. But we'll see. So
I don't know if I fully believe that.
I don't either. I don't
get
either.
a lick back. I don't know if I fully believe that.
She might have got a lick back on him.
I think it might have been a lick back.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that he might have presented it to Kimmy was Kyle messed it up because she cheated. I don't know if I believe all the way.
My co-host
that happened.
My co-host on Too Hot Chicks taught me about 10, 11 years ago. Right back ain't cheating. So Kyle didn't cheat then.
Allegedly, because they did say it, but I don't know. I never heard Kiowa's side of the marriage.
Yeah, true.
And so I don't know if I don't believe Maurice was a good nigga. I don't believe it.
Especially he's showing Kiowa. We are seeing it now. He's showing it. He's exposing it. And what's about to happen is they about to bring Kiowa on. Because she's gonna be here more often, and we're gonna get some confessionals and hear the
I want Kiowa on my screen because Kiowa has been cool as a cucumber. Kiowa be knowing, and I want to hear from Miss Kiowa.
Kiowa like, okay, girl, you can have them. Cool.
Because she said Kimmy was a side chick. Kimmy was very offended.
Yeah.
But what I wonder is Kimmy, is it possible you didn't know?
Right.
Maybe it's not that Kiowa is lying. Mm-hmm. Maybe you just didn't know.
And maybe that's what Kiowa is saying when she's like, or that's
the vibe I'm getting when Kiowa keeps saying, no, we were working things out. And she keeps saying, no, you guys were done. I don't think
according to you what he told you, but what he was telling me was something else.
That's what I honestly think. And I think that's why I think Maurice made you believe something was over and he might have still been doubling back and weighing his options to see if he wanted to go back there allegedly. But it would make so much more sense. That's why he keep making them argue.
Yes. And he liked it. And he liked it. It's irritating. Okay, so wait. So Maurice says Kimmy's scared to discipline Monster. And the thing is, to me, I think Maurice keeps playing this game where he is trying to gaslight and manipulate the situation where he don't understand what step parenting or bonus parenting is, right? In order to do it where both of the biological parents are in the child's life, right? To keep peace and harmony, you're not trying to step on the other parent's toes. So I'm not going to, if I tell him to do the chores and he don't do them, I'm not going to be like, well, do your chores. Da, 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 da. So then he can go to his mama. She talked to me. She yelled at me. She da, da, da. And then Kyle was going to come to you. Why was she yelling at my son? Like, that's not co-parenting. That's not a peaceful environment for Monster. Kimmy done raised her kid. She don't want to have no drama. So she's trying to respect Kiowa. I already got issues with Kiowa because she think I took you, but I don't feel like I took you. You know what I mean? And he's like, nah, you need to like talk to her. It's a whole bunch of that to me. And we can just go straight into the damn meeting because they had a meeting with Kiowa and had Monster come in as well. And the whole time Maurice, to me, is trying to truly focus on the women co-parenting. So he don't have to. It's not that he, you know what I mean, wants to co-parent with Kiowa or with Kimmy. He wants Kimmy and Kiowa to co-parent Monster, and he just can fall back and step in and put nuggets in Monster's head how he wants to put nuggets in Monster's head to be the type of businessman he wants Monster to be. But like really spending time with Monster, getting him to learn how to be an adult and cook and clean and do the basic stuff that you have to do as an adult on your own. He don't want to have to deal with that. Y'all deal with that. I teach him a couple of business stuff, you know, so I can look good as father of the year. But for real, that parenting stuff is for his mama and his stepmama. Like, why it gotta be me? You know what I mean? Like, it was just weird. Like, when they was mentioning therapy, Kim was like, maybe y'all should go to therapy. And he was like, what you mean us? Well, yeah, just y'all three. And he said, well, I think you should go too. No, dude. Like, it should be y'all initially. And Kimmy's like, well, I think that'll feel like Monster feel bombarded with so many people when, you know, let's get a game plan with my actual parents first. And then we can bring my bonus parents in. That's just my opinion on coming out of a marriage and being in a situation where we had a whole bunch of co-parenting and bonus parenting and stuff in there. I'm not the type of stepmama, bonus mama, special friend, whatever you want to call that other, that other lady, that other man or whatever.
that
lady, whatever. I'm not the type of person that's trying to step on a mother's toes, right? Because I have 2 biological children of my own. And I don't want any other mother, other lady, whatever, stepping on my toes. So I'm not going to dish anything I can't take. So I understand where Kimmy's coming from, because that's how I carry myself. You know what I mean? Like, I would definitely be here for you to vent about the kid and help you come up with ideas. But when it's time to have a meeting and a conversation, you go talk to her. Y'all figure it out. And then y'all let me know the plan. Like, that's how I came. That's how I felt. But Maurice, I felt like, was trying to remove himself from the planning committee, period. He ain't want to have nothing to do with that, except for the stuff he values and he deems important. Y'all implement this too and make sure he do it how I want. But the other stuff, y'all figure it out, because y'all got beef.
Watching it, because I watched that scene twice. And watching it or whatever, it made me think that I think Maurice, and I'm trying to tread lightly just in case one of them see it, because I don't like to drag in a malice way, but I think it may be something to think about, that possibly he doesn't know how to parent because his father didn't.
Yep. Yeah.
And so they already mentioned, per what they said, that your dad worked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I don't think that he's had a reflection or a demonstration of a active father in the sense of parenting. I think you've only had a person that provided.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that is 1/3 of the parenting, is being able to provide something. And all of these other tools you were not shown how to do from a male perspective, and it's showing up now. So they saying you should spend time with your son, and you're saying I'm taking him back and forth to school. I look at that as provision. You need to provide your children transportation.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is something you're feeling like is a check mark that's kind of, a basis of parenting. When we're talking about the quality time, that in parenting is one of the harder parts. That is, once you work this 8-10 hour shift and you've done stuff at your home, now you've got to figure out how to pencil in time for you, time for them, and all these other things. That's a deeper level of parenting that you're not completely understanding as well. And you're 100% right. He's trying to remove himself from the parenting perspective. And what he's also trying to do is tell Kimmy and Kiowa that the reason why y'all can't parent is because y'all still mad about shit from a minute ago. And if y'all just hash it out, and Kimmy, you stop holding a grudge, then you can discipline him. And Kiowa, you need to get over it because you babied him. And Kimmy wants to implement these things that she wants. So y'all need to get it together. That's why we all 3 need to go to therapy, so therapists can tell y'all what's wrong with y'all, that y'all can't raise monster.
Y'all can't raise my son.
and that's
why honestly, y'all raise my son. Like, why do y'all?
He doesn't understand it. And so, Kiowa did admit that she did do his laundry and did do things for him. So I guarantee you, his mom is a safe space. This is a difficult transitional task, right? Because Kimmy is saying, I feel like Kimmy's perspective, especially since she was a single mother, and Jalen looks fine to us.
Yeah.
That she didn't look at it from raising a man, but raising a human being to be functional and independent and kind-hearted and things like that. And so when Monster transitions to Kimmy as a teenager, she's trying to get him in a state of independence.
Right.
And I feel as if Kiowa may have lacked in that, and we all lack in different things from parenting, and that's why sometimes having a dynamic of a bonus person can work. But Kimmy is absolutely right in the way that she is going about it, because her and Kiowa don't have a close relationship in that aspect.
Right.
To just be jumping in and doing certain things. You are the father in that household, and you should be backing things up. She should not be doing. She is not his mother.
Right.
She is not.
And stop trying to make her be. Like, that's the thing to me, is he's trying to force it. Like, and it just doesn't seem natural to me. Like, you asked for Monster to be here. I think he needs to be here with me. What is this boot camp? Like, okay, you wake him up at 5 in the morning and work
both
out.
of them were confused. Us and them, the girls and us, were confused.
5 in the morning, you work out, and then what?
and then he said, then we talk about stuff. Like, what?
They don't talk about nothing, though. Clearly.
Monster wasn't even talking. That's another thing. I definitely think this meeting was needed.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do think that because of and I say severity, meaning that y'all had to call this meeting. I don't know how I felt about Monster even being on screen. I think this meeting should have been with the adults first, because the problem is
Monster is. Do you see how uncomfortable he is?
He was very uncomfortable, and it was uncomfortable and cringy to watch, because the adults need to be on the same page before you give any message or conversation to the kid. Right. There has to be a game plan within y'all three. I think the misstep in this meeting was that y'all even brought Monster in this meeting. Right. Y'all should have sat down, and maybe Kyle would have said, let me take the first step, and let's start with me taking him out separately and having a conversation. Let me come back with what I feel like my son is saying. Yeah. And then let's kind of game plan from there. And then we're going to bring him in, listen to his concerns, and then we're going to all say, this is our plan. Right. That would have been better. Having Monster on screen, for me, I felt like he was embarrassed, uncomfortable. I felt like he was completely shut down. Yeah. So when he's like, your face don't look receptive, and he said, I don't know what a face is for that. Yeah. Because he don't want to be there. Yeah. And it's clear, because they say his grades weren't doing well. There's a lot of components going on here. And I just didn't know if Monster needed to be on the screen first for that. I really think this should have been an adult-only conversation to start with.
I agree with that. He just looked really uncomfortable. I didn't like that for him.
Because Maurice is a problem. Yeah. And I bet you next episode when he talked to his mama, because one thing about both the Scotts is both y'all sons don't like y'all. Right. They love you, but I don't think they really like y'all like that. Because Maurice's son told us some episodes ago that he don't like the way that you talk to his mama.
Marcel.
So I don't think they like y'all. Yeah. And I think they're more comfortable telling their mothers that they don't really fuck with y'all. Right. Right. And I don't think he has an issue with Kimmy. I do think the dynamic of Kimmy and Kyle are just different. Yeah.
I mean, but Kimmy's not his mom. Kimmy's not his mom. Kimmy's not his mom. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, and this is just advice for women that get with men that has children already, right? You're not, and they have a mother that's present in their life. You're not their mom, right? And you need to understand your place. You're not their mom. Don't step in here like, because that's irritating when I see women come in a situation not knowing both sides. You only hear one side of a whole situation, right? And you come in like you know stuff, and no, because I know, and I'm about to discipline, and you ain't gonna be. Don't do that to somebody's kids. Like, that's not okay, because if you ever have kids of your own or do have kids of your own, how would you feel if somebody come in and do that to yours? Like, know your place. It's a lot of people just in today's world. We talk about these crazy ass side chicks that won't sit down, that just don't know their place. Fall in line. You signed up to be the bonus woman, the bonus mom, or whatever.
And bonus is not guaranteed, just like at a job. A bonus is not guaranteed. It's not needed. It's not guaranteed. So
they've been doing without it so far.
Your position is valued. Yeah, but it's not needed. Exactly. And you do have to be able to discern where your bonus support is needed.
It's needed, exactly.
And not think that you're one of the franchise players on the team.
Because you're not.
You're not.
You're not. You come in as a supporting. You're not.
And Kimmy does that. And I tweeted Kimmy and told her, you're doing a great job, honey. Don't you have your husband gaslight you to that.
Karma, I love that she does that, because I hear about and I see so many situations where a new woman comes in and inserts herself so aggressively that it messes the dynamic up for the children. At the end of the day, this is about the children, and you effed it up for these children. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, I'm real sensitive about babies. I don't play about babies. So yeah, I just, even
and Kimmy is extremely respectable, and she'll even say, "Did you talk to Kiowa?"
Right.
What does Kiowa say? I don't think Kiowa would be okay with me. She is very much aware of Kiowa's place, and it's irritating that Maurice is trying to make Kimmy seem as if she's not doing well in her bonus mom job.
Right.
And I really want to see this story develop, and I want Kimmy and Kiowa. I really want them to be on the same team because I'm telling you,
I'm hoping it seemed like they on this episode they are together. They're on the same page with certain stuff. You can see it. However, what I'm about to see with the next episode is Kimmy still holding on to this side chick situation. Hopefully she gets some clarity and understand where Kyle was coming from, because it is given you might have been and didn't know.
Because Kyle will look like she don't even care about it no more.
Yeah.
Like she said what she said. You know why I think this is still holding on to Kimmy? Because I think Kimmy thinks that maybe Kiowa was right. Yeah. I don't think Kimmy was a side chick. I honestly believe Kimmy when she says, I'm not a side chick. He was already done. I do believe that. But I think you holding on to it because I think you're questioning whether you were an unknowing participant in being a side chick. This shit, y'all been together for what, 6 years, 7 years, married for 2, whatever the case may be. This should not still be a thing for you.
Right.
If you were secure in what your role was, this shouldn't be a thing for you. You should have chalked that up as she was going through something. I think there's some truth in that. And that's why Kyle don't even look like in the preview she going back and forth. She said, okay, look, there's some truth into it.
You ever been in a situation where the truth? It's kind of like when you done with somebody that's trying to gaslight you, right? Like the truth. Like at the end of the day, okay, if you gonna say it ain't, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, like you can blame it on me. You could do all of that thing. I don't even care at this point because I know the truth, and the truth you'll always be vindicated in the long run. It will eventually come out. Y'all are somebody gonna research something, look at something. It's gonna eventually probably come out and get clarified. But I honestly think that is the issue, and that's why she's holding on to it. I think Kimmy has buyer's regret, and I just will not.
Yes,
I'm dead ass. I think as things are happening, I think she's having buyer's regret. And if Kimmy and Maurice get a divorce within the next 2 seasons, at least it would make sense.
Yeah.
But I think Kimmy has done a great job being transparent.
I'm starting to like Kyle, y'all. I'm starting to like her. Y'all was really trying to make her a villain initially, but
I never disliked Kiowa because as a baby mama myself, I understand that when the new person comes, I will be a villain. Because I know because Maurice is a fuckboy. We know that, right? So when we have a fuckboy that can't take accountability, he is never going to be 100% honest in his role and what has been created. He's never going to give you, he may give you a little bit like, from there I learned like I should have left sooner. They say stupid. I should have left sooner. I should have stupid shit. So
that's exactly what he said.
Understood. So I understood Kiowa from jump because if the Kimmy was told you cheated, he left you, we met, and now you're going around saying I'm a side chick and I know I wasn't. That's Kimmy's perspective of the information she got from a fuckboy.
And she's standing on it though. That's the thing too. That's why I'm saying like when you get with the guy, right, and he's trying to tell you his side of something, that's his side, right? There's another side. There's another perspective or whatever. And a lot of people like to paint themselves in the better light, not necessarily bashing the other person, but you ain't telling the full 100, and that just, so I don't even take that. Like
that's why this is an advice for a great dating question, because I caught a lot of flags with this one dating question. Based on your last relationship, what was your portion in the demise of it?
That's a good question.
Let me tell you something. When they give you an answer and say some shit like, I should have left, Use a lie, because I don't care what relationship it is. If you've really done some introspection, you should have found something out about yourself where you've been like, I should have did it different. And even if you would say something like, I stayed too long, I need more than that. Meaning I stayed because, like Tisha, I got into this because I was from another side and I thought that he can grant me a security that I couldn't get in my position. And so I went with that. But then as I found my own self-identity in my own bag, I realized I didn't need a man to take care of me, and now I want out. And I should have found myself before getting married. That's a full rounded answer. If you're asking a male, them, they, their, she, and they give you some shit like, they just cheated on me. Okay, I understand that. What things though also happen? It takes two people for a relationship to crumble. So either you were attracted to a trash person and trauma, or you didn't know your worth.
Right.
But stop playing with me at our big age. Like you just woke up and became a victim. You may have been a victim at some point, but at some point you were complicit. Something else happened. Stop playing. So that's a great dating question to ask. That's probably a question if she would have asked Maurice and he kept painting himself in this great way, would have been an indication of this nigga didn't learn nothing. Right. Ain't no way you telling me a marriage crumbled and you ain't had no role in it.
And that's not necessarily to say that a person that wouldn't give you the answer where they are self-aware is a bad person, but it just proves that they might have just jumped into something without having self-reflection to better themselves as a person, right? Not everybody has grown, right?
And that's what you're looking for in the answer. It's not about having a right or wrong answer, but you should be looking for growth. You should be looking for self-awareness, evolution, like all these different things in the answer. Right. Whatever their answer is going to give you. They may have been a totally horrible person in that situation, but what are they being honest and saying, this is who I was then? And are they giving you that information? And if they're not, they lying.
Right. If it's always blame game, that's a red flag, y'all. It's a red flag. It's a straight up red flag. So
that's my dating advice question for y'all, because I realized in self-reflection that I didn't know how to date. I didn't really know how to date. I'm asking stupid ass questions about your favorite color and shit like that. None of that shit matters. Yeah. And then when you got into a relationship, you found out that real shit, y'all not on the same page about, whether that's religion, whether that's traditional versus non-traditional roles, parenting styles, different things weren't really discussed in that phase where you should have been courting. So I did do a lot of thinking of what type of question starters, not like it seems like an investigation, but things that are questions that are open-ended that can expand on, and you really get to see what somebody's thought process is.
We'll write that down. That's a good question. I'm gonna write that one down, girl. So
and you can also use different topics that's going on to see how they react to things. So I remember asking one guy, like, you heard Kevin Samuels passed away? Oh my God, bro. Like, hoes is killing me about this shit. I'm really happy that he did. Okay. You can phrase little things. To gauge what you dealing with. And it don't have to be super formal. And those are things you can start conversations and things with. So really think about it. Act like you talking to one of your girlfriends, because when we be talking on the phone, we might start with one thing and end on a whole else. Right. You gotta start looking at that. And also you have to be careful too, because I like conversation. And what I also noticed in dating is that I was leading the conversation and then mad I didn't have a conversationalist. Yeah. So sometimes if you're somebody that likes to be intellectually stimulated, you have to learn to submit and see what they want to bring into a conversation to gauge if they're a conversationalist or maybe they're an introvert. So really knowing like your standards, not preferences, your standards, things you're not budging on. You should really be asking questions to scratch some shit out.
Oh, yep. Okay. All right, me in this new world, I need to know these things, girl. So basically, it ends with Kiowa. She meets with Monster, and one thing that I learned two things about Monster. Right, he doesn't have anyone to talk to. He talks to himself. Number two, he misses his mom. Period. And I don't think boot camp has shown Maurice these things. So
No, but I did want more out of that conversation, and I was salty. I would have asked my son, why didn't you call me?
mm-hmm.
You know, if you felt, you know, if you miss me, or maybe so now I want to know if there's a barrier on why you feel like maybe you might have said, I feel like if I would have called you, my dad would have been mad, like I'm always calling my mama for shit.
Yeah, because he says she babies him and all that kind of
Correct.
stuff.
So I would have said, okay, well, if you could talk to me, you talked to me when you were at home. Why didn't you call me?
Right.
You know, so I was hoping to get a little bit more because we was getting there, and then y'all just cut it off. Y'all only gave us 2-3 minutes of it. Right. But there was some additional questions I wanted to hear. What's happening in that household? Yeah. What is happening over there? Mm-hmm. Nobody to talk to, no friends, no nothing. You go there every summer. You have no one to talk to. That's crazy.
So for me, my daughter's an introvert, right? It reminded me of my daughter and how she is. She is just not comfortable talking to other people that are not her mom. Like, she'll give a little bit. Like, to my mom, she'll give a little bit to her friends. But like, when it comes to like that deep or whatever, she is just not comfortable communicating the way she, get the words out. Sometimes she might get tongue twisted, might say the word wrong and get embarrassed and feel a certain kind of, like, it really affects her self-esteem and talk to other people. Versus me, girl, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm her mommy. And she knows that regardless, my mom's not judging me. My mom loves me. I'm her
and I can call my mama.
And I'm her safe space. So
the question is, what in this environment made you not call your safe space? Why is Kiowa finding out about these things from Kimmy and Maurice about you not doing chores?
Yeah.
What is happening that you don't feel safe to call your safe space?
Right.
That's the question I want to know, because it seems like Kiowa is asking, tell me about boot camp. What are these things that's going on? Why don't you already know from Monster? Why didn't you say, I talked to him about it. He was mentioning that y'all wake up at 5 a.m. It's like you don't really know what's going on in that house. And I find that to be interesting.
But it is.
It's a lot. It's enough blame game to go around.
I like that you're pointing that out, because for me, like, I don't understand that side of it, right? I have only been where Kimmy is, right? So I don't understand that side of it because my children, with me, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's not a circumstance of they don't have that safe space because they're always in that safe space with me. So if my daughter does go to like her dad's house or whatever, like overnight or whatever for a couple of days, she's not there that long. She coming back to where, even if, because she is, when she gets with her father, she is very introverted to herself, want to be on her phone, don't want to be interacting. Like, that's her personality. She's not comfortable enough like that. And that's something that they got to work on. But
because he did say that he wanted her to fit some things in her schedule and come the fuck down here. So hopefully it will start to see him open up to his mom to see what the hell is really going on. Because however long this has been going on, it sounds like the whole school year.
Yeah.
I am curious on where this time frame is at, and Kiowa being brought into it.
And what's the difference?
What's going on?
Why didn't she move? I thought she was gonna move there. I was trying to figure out all of that stuff because. Yeah.
That's what I said. I like Kimmy. Kimmy has personally, to me, the best personal story this season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kimmy had. I would prefer to see more of Kimmy than Tiffany and Stormy.
Yeah, of course.
If I'm gonna be honest, and low-key Kiki. Tisha and Maurice ain't giving us nothing because I really feel like y'all going through financial issues and neither one of y'all are giving it. If Tisha was honest and Maurice was lying, I would follow their story. But Tisha's not either. Y'all remodeling or whatever. Yeah, but Kimmy is like, I'm not having orgasms.
I'm faking it. Okay, listen. Before we go, because we did not talk about this last time because these shows has been sucky and we ain't been remembering the stuff. So Kimmy let us know on the previous episode, that intimately she has moments where she is intimate with her husband for him, right? She has not, her sex drive, being that she's had all these treatments with chemo and now she's in radiation, her sex drive is low. She don't even be wanting it. She don't be having energy. She don't really feel like it. She don't feel sexy. She lost her hair. You know what I mean? Like, she's going through all of this. So she hasn't been in the mood to have it, but there have been times where she will do it for her husband because she knows that again he got to have sex. Like he's been talking about it before the actual cancer situation that he wanted more sex. So now that she's having this treatment, like as a woman, I totally related with her because you cannot feel like it, but gotta just do it because you know that they need it in their heads. So I totally understood where she was coming from. It was a cringe conversation for me because I was like, oh my God, you are actually saying this. Like, I wish I had the balls to say this kind of stuff.
I love Kimmy.
I do too. And it is so mature. It is so emotionally intelligent to be able to communicate that stuff and say, well, actually, no, I haven't been, like, I was like, like, I need to be able to say stuff like that, girl. I respect you so much for doing it. And then it was like, Maurice was like, so, I mean, but it's good for you. And she was like, I mean, I didn't get anything. Like, I faked it. And he like, you faked it. So then he did an interview with Carlos King about this situation. And he said that he is the type of person where he needs sex, right? Oh my gosh. I really wish I sent this video. I did. I was supposed to upload it because what he said about sex and how Kimmy is admirable, the type of woman she is because she sacrifices and she will have sex with him, getting nothing out of it where it is totally for him. Like, did you see that interview? Did you see that,
Karma? I got 5 minutes in that interview and I could not move on for the next 30. I got through Marcel's interview. I could not get through Maurice. I think honestly, in my watch list, I might have got through 17 minutes of it. I think the reason why I just cannot, because Kimmy was dealing with cancer. Like I can't listen to what your needs are when your wife is dealing. I can't. There's nothing he can say to me besides, and it wasn't going in that direction, so I turned it off. If you weren't able to maintain yourself and just be there for her 100% without needing something from her in the most vulnerable portion of her life, I have nothing for you. Because if Kimmy and her vulnerability can still try and meet your needs, you as a healthy body couldn't figure out. And what was the craziest part about it is you don't even know your wife's body well enough to know that it wasn't.
that she's faking it.
So that also means to me that when you probably aren't necessarily trying to pay attention and please, like whether it happens for her or not, you don't really care. Because how did she slide that in and you still couldn't figure that out? How did you not tell whether it was her body language or how, like, you don't know her to know that wasn't what she wanted to do? That it was like way bigger for me, more on who he was than who Kimmy was, because we already knew Kimmy was bomb.com.
Yeah.
Well, it showed me really who Maurice was, for you to say, even after all of that and hearing from her, how much you still need it. So then what she said in the car was like, what you told her about, well, if you don't want me to do that, then you should say it like, you couldn't ride your bike, like this little punk ass metaphor you did about a bike. And basically she should tell you that she don't want to, but you in this interview saying you need to. That creates an internal conflict, because if she don't give it to you, then who will? Because you're saying it's a need, it's not a want.
Mm-hmm.
You're acting as if your marriage depends on it. And we talking about a health situation, not like I don't know. I know that sex is a big deal in relationships. I'm not about to put that on the bottom of the food chain. But what I am gonna say is that at what point, especially when there's health involved, what is your relationship really standing on? Because eventually everybody gonna get tired of it. Eventually, whenever it happens, your body gonna whatever. So, like, how big of it? Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's kind of fucked up, because what if she never regained that part? Would you have left? That's crazy.
Or got it somewhere.
All the amazing things of who she is as a person, but because of that thing, that would make you leave or cheat. you don't love her as deep as she loves you.
I got that. For me, it was totally he would totally get it elsewhere. That was basically what it was.
Like, how about I think he already has.
Me too.
That Atlanta,
the fact that she has cancer, the fact that she has cancer, I think that's dope that you are able to be so selfless and you love your husband so much that you are able to satisfy his sexual desires and needs, even though you are going through this, right? Like, again, and the reason why some people might say that's you don't do that. Da, da, da. My grandma was like that. My grandma was dying of cancer, right?
I think we need to change the word though, because I don't know if it's selfless. Because sometimes we use words and that's not where you need it to be at. Okay. I think Kimmy might have done it out of fear. Anxiety. Okay. I don't know if it was selfless. I feel like
afraid that if she doesn't give.
Okay, I mean to start it, but go ahead.
Selflessness is when you're giving. You're just giving because you want to, not because you're afraid of someone's reaction if you don't.
I do feel like
so I don't think it's selfless. I think people did it because they were scared.
And having that perspective, Karma, makes me really wonder: was my grandma operating in fear, or was it because she was selfless? I don't think my nana feared my papa stepping out on her at that point. I don't. But again, you don't know, because they was actually able to for real keep their stuff to themselves. We can't say we know of arguments from them, good time, bad times. We don't know, because they was able to keep that shit up wraps. Like my mom, my aunt, my uncle ain't never seen them fight, heard an argument. Like we don't know. We ain't never experienced it to know. Like my daughter can totally say in my marriage, she's seen a couple of disagreements. Like, you know what I mean? Like we a little more real over here. So I don't know if that's the case, but I can totally, in my opinion, feel like Kimmy's reasoning was because of fear, because he put so much pressure on her even before it. Now I know I got to, even if I don't have the energy, I got to find it, because it was an issue when I was giving it to you 4 times a week. You want it even more. So now, I got this and you ain't had it in 2 weeks. If I don't do it, I already know. You know what I mean? Like I kind of
because he was talking about having it like 2-3 times a day at one point in the season. I would be serious. I do not think it was like a selfless type of thing. At least like when I think of selflessness, it really sounds romanticized. Like it sounds like, oh, you're thinking of the needs of others. But if you're operating in that out of a fear or an anxiety or other emotions, it doesn't seem more selfless to me. I always think of selflessness as a positive trait, not one that you neglect your entire own wants and needs.
Yeah.
So
I don't even think we need it, because we explained it so well. But I will upload it on my social media so you guys can see the clip. If you just want to see what we're talking about, because he did that interview and it was like, what? But that was that, y'all.
That was it.
That was it.
Some great content. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe.
And share with a friend. And also, we're coming back on Friday at 7 o'clock to go on Hot Topics. So if you have hot topics that are going on that you want us to discuss, send it to either me or Karma on one of our social media platforms. The stuff is in the bio. Support us. Get our merch that we have, so to speak. Right now, I have a book called Woman to Woman, 10 Ways We Sabotage Relationships on Amazon and on my website. And Karma has some lovely journals for you guys to write. You can journal, you can doodle, you can do whatever you need to do. I actually am writing to better myself and to take notes on the wonderful content. So I think I'm gonna order a couple of more, because I'm in the process of brainstorming for my next book. So yeah, I think I'm gonna need a couple more journals. So yeah, guys, support guys. And thank you so much for watching. We will talk to y'all Friday. Bye.
Bye.